Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome. Hello, hola, hello, bonjour. Welcome to RJH live stream on Friday, the 11th of June, 2021. I had to think about that one. Whoo-wee! How do I look, everybody? How do I look? 3 shifts today, 9 hours total teaching. So if I look jet lagged, do apologize. Still trying to get on top of the backlog. Is it the backlog or is it just a change of people's mindset? But whatever, it has been busy. So forgive me if I have got bags under my eyes. 9 hours teaching. So welcome everybody to RJH live stream on Friday, 11th of June, 2021. So before I get going, get started, first of all, again, congratulations to everybody that's come through the school. 3 sites have been absolutely chock-a-blocked: Wigan, Manchester, Northwich. Taster sessions, CBT sessions, module 1 tests, module 2 tests, instructor training. It has been so busy. So a big well done to everybody in very warm conditions. So everybody is achieving their goals, which is really exciting to see from me. So big congratulations there. Also, well done to the team. Team RJH working in very hot conditions. So keep it up, ladies and gents. Very proud of you all. Also, yes, not forgetting all the viewers that sort of subscribe, well, reply and ask questions and let me know how they've got on with their tests up and down the country. It really is does make it all worthwhile knowing that we are helping in a small way to different people that not even training with us. So please do keep those comments coming, and please do keep telling us how you are doing. It really makes a big difference. So I'm only going to say it once tonight. Please like the video, please subscribe to the channel, please comment away, and most importantly, set that reminder for next week's live stream, as we are live streaming every Friday evening. Every Friday evening. So that's that. Not sure how tonight will go, as I've been told it is the first evening of the Euro football, is it? So anyway, that's tonight, but and it is a lovely evening out, and pub gardens are open, so we will appreciate everybody that is on the channel this evening. So tonight's subject is RJH's top 10 first big bikes. So RJH's top 10 first big bikes. Now, as a school, we've been teaching for nearly 20 years. And it's a question that is, I would probably say, the most popular question as instructors that we get asked. What bike should I get? Which big bike should I get? It is the most popular question. And that is really the nature of tonight's live stream. So I'm going to discuss from the instructor's point of view and the people that we talk to that come through the school. We train thousands of people each year. It's the most popular question that we get asked. So I'm going to give you RJH's top 10 first big bikes. And you can let me know whether you're agreeing, what your experiences are, what big bike if you've got one, and we'll see how we go. So that is tonight's topic. I'm going to make it probably an hour long because I haven't had my tea yet. So I'm going to do about an hour. I don't think I could wrap it on about 2 hours on bikes, but a good hour. Let's see who we've got then with us this evening. So Dave Smith, good evening. Lisa, good evening. Frank Cook, evening. You're thinking Kawasaki Ninja 400 to keep your insurance cost effective. Yeah, good choice. Good evening to Stephen Griff. Darren S, good evening. Wind Off Ball, good evening. Doctor, good evening. And Paul Sugden, Philip Badmouth, and Wrestling and Heavy Metal, Wayne, ID Rider. So there's a lot of regulars with us tonight, and there's a few new names, I believe. So don't forget those new names on there. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Competition, it's the historical competition I'm still running. I am going to give away a free CBT worth £199. CBTs now cost £199, so just shy of 200. Free CBT if I get 100 people watching at the same time. The record is 62. So we keep aiming for it. We will keep aiming for it. But there is a free CBT on offer once we hit 100 likes, 100 watches at the same time, sorry. And I will be asking a one question, quick fire. First correct answer will receive a free CBT. So, Doctor is your initials. Yeah, DR Doctor. Yeah, so... Stephen Cook. Hey up, Rob. Stephen Cook from Middlewich. Is that the right one? One of our more recent past last year, was it the year before? Now COVID's got in the way, so it could be over it could be about 2 years ago. So anyway, yeah, tonight's topic, it's my take on it. My take, RJH's top 10 first big bikes. Okay, that is the topic. As I said, it is the most popular question that people will ask us as instructors about the big bike. So I've got a few sort of notes and things. I've got a list of the 10 top 10s. I'm going to go 10 down to the 1. So, you know, which in our opinion, from the feedback that we're getting from pupils, and they come back to us and show us the bikes when they've got them, you know, sometimes within hours of passing Mod 2, they come and show it off. Sometimes within, you know, a couple of weeks, because some people have a bike ready for when they pass. They've already bought it. Others don't know they're going to go and buy it. But so I've got a list of top 10. So I'm going to go down the opposite. I'm going to 10, 9, 8, 7, and so on. So you'd think it'd be easy, wouldn't you? I mean, next year. In 2012, next year, I will have ridden. My first experience on a bike was the summer in 1972. So next year, I will be 50 years. And you'd think that I'd be able to answer the question, wouldn't you? What big bike should I get? You'd think I'd be able to give them that answer. But it's not as straightforward as you would think. So I cannot tell anybody what bike to get. It is an impossibility. And I will be fibbing. I'll be telling porkers if I said it wasn't. Now, you can listen to as many people's opinions on what bike to get as many bikes are available. You know, it is that simple. You can get so many opinions. So you need to talk, ask, listen, but ultimately it has got to be your own decision. It's got to be your own decision. And, you know, so what I do as an instructor, what my team does as instructors is sort of, you know, enable you to ask the questions and decide how you can choose to get the right bike. Okay, so that is a sort of nature of the topic. As far as sort of my experience goes, I'm not a statistical, I haven't got a photographic memory, and oh yeah, the BMW whatever. I don't know what the tire pressure, the best tires to go on that, what the best oil to get it is, how much it weighs. I don't, what's the seat height, what's the, what's the maximum weight allowance. I don't go into what all the mod cons are. I'm not a tech freak. I am not a tech freak, because in my opinion, two wheels are two wheels, and it's the freedom. So if you're after all the stats, then I'm not the man to give you that information. But I do know the basics. So let's just have a little catch up then. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Best of luck. Monty Burns Esquire. That's another new name, I think. I got your mod 1 in 7 weeks. So Paul Sugden, mod 1 on 7 weeks. Are you new on the channel, mate, or have you been on before? Get on the live streams. This particular playlist, the live streams. If you go back, I've got all the module 1, live stream broken down, what you're doing, stuff. And also underneath, I've put links and things of different videos that we filmed over the last 5 years, so you can sort of watch as well as. So lots of information. And also the mod 2, we've got the same, got the live streams on the mod 2, and we've got the links below of different lessons that we filmed and so forth. So there's a lot of information on the channel, mate. So get yourself watching some of those videos. Right, so so that is the most popular question. What first big bike? Can't answer it, as we said. So speak to different people. I think the first thing that I would say regarding the first, you've passed your bike test, you want to get your first big bike. I suppose the first thing that I would say is, or ask, there's three things that I would say you need to consider. And the first thing is, whatever bike you're going to go and buy, it needs to fit your budget. So you need to first of all think, well, how much money can I spend on a bike? How much do I want to spend on a bike? And so, because you might have £2,000, you might have £15,000, because we're all different. We all come from different backgrounds, so we all have a different budget. So I'd say the first thing really is working out what you want to spend and how you're going to spend it. How are you going to raise that money? So that's the first thing that I would ask. The second thing that I would ask the individual is, the bike that they sort of look at and want to choose, it needs to fit them, or they need to fit the bike. So we all come in different shapes and different sizes. So the bike needs to fit you. That's the second thing. Or you need to fit the bike, whichever way you look at it. And the third consideration, I'd say, the third question I would always say to somebody is that whatever bike you're choosing, you want it to fit your lifestyle. And we're going to go on to those 3 questions in a bit more detail. So 1, it's got to be the budget. 2, it's got to be a bike that is going to fit you. You need to feel comfortable on it. And 3, the bike that you buy needs to fit your lifestyle. Okay, what you're going to be using it for and stuff like that. So those are the 3 questions we're going to explore a little bit more, because I cannot tell you what big bike you should get. And this is just our opinion as a bike school. We've been doing it 20 years. We've got a lot of people come through. So there's a few things that maybe just go through as well. Historically, the general opinion of advice from people that are motorcyclists or background in bikes or family member and stuff like that, historically they would say, don't get anything bigger than a 600. So don't get anything bigger than a 600 historically. And indeed, when I was sort of starting out as a youngster on bikes, I mean, I wasn't allowed a bike in the early days on two wheels. At 16, wasn't allowed one, encouraged to get the car. But historically, don't get anything bigger than a 600. And I think the main reason to that, and sort of, is thinking about what training was available to a new rider. And the training wasn't like it is now. So the training today is on a completely different level. So go back 20 years, 30 years ago, it was a different, you could even ride 250s on provisional licenses and things like that. But now, of course, you've got, certainly since 2009, you've got the Module 1 test and Module 2 test. So you've got the two tests. So the quality of rider today is a better rider from pre Module 1 and 2. That was 2009. And also then in 2013, the licenses changed. So you came from not the 125 and then the 500. It was then A1, so 17 to 19, 125. A2, 19 to 23 was a 395, and then category A from 24 upwards on a 595 bigger. But there's no automatic upgrades unless you get to that 24 years old. So the quality of training today, the standard of the rider today, is a lot better than what it was. So historically, don't get anything bigger than a 600. Out the window now. I don't think it's relevant. I think it's nonsense now. So, you know, I don't think that is something that you should be too concerned about. Also, what I've found, certainly through our bike school, and we have associations with different dealerships. So in J&S in Oakmere, Northwich, we've got a bike school, and they are a Kawasaki dealership. So there's a very good chance, and what tends to happen time and time again, is that if somebody is learning on a specific brand of bike, there's a fairly good chance that that individual is going to buy that brand of bike. So that's important to note, that if we're tied in with a dealership, then we have that relationship with the dealership. And indeed, when I was 7 years old in 1972, the first bike I ever rode was a Honda, and I still ride Hondas. Because, you know, you that's what you're coming into it at, and you tend to stay with it. Yeah, I've had different ones since, but Honda. So if somebody at J&S is learning on a Kawasaki, there's a very good chance that we introduce them to the Kawasaki brand. Like in Manchester, we use Suzuki's, which we get from Philip Yules. There's a very good chance, and we introduce them to them. They're buying into that brand. So if there are any dealerships out there, any brands that we don't use, which we don't use really, Yamahas, any Yamaha dealers who want to get in touch, we'd be quite happy to provide training on a Yamaha if you feel that you could be benefiting from ourselves. And we introduce hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of new riders per year. So yeah, the first experience on bikes, you will tend to you're buying into that brand. That does work time and time again. Another interesting thing there is that the first, generally speaking, I would say, this is from my experience, our school's experience, generally somebody will buy their first big bike, and it's not what they thought it was going to be, so they will change it quite quickly. So certainly if somebody's buying a second-hand and it's for cash, they will change it quite. It's not what they thought it would be. Okay. So bear that in mind. First big bike, it generally can be not what you think, because a lot of people will say, I want a Yamaha R1. Okay, why do you want a Yamaha? Because I like the look of it. It looks sexy. It looks sporty. And a lot of new riders will buy a bike because they like the look of it. And indeed, I can remember, and it's interesting that I've mentioned the Yamaha R1, but I can remember many, many years ago in the early days of teaching, I had a lad bought, he'd actually already bought a Yamaha R1. He hadn't passed his test, and he was commuting from Macclesfield to Preston. I said, what bike have you got? And he's like, Yamaha R1. I thought, that's not going to last very long. And it didn't. He changed it quite quickly because it was not it's not a commuting bike. So first big bikes can get changed quite quickly, not what you thought it would be. And another thing I would always say is do not buy the first bike you see. Now, what happens is a new rider, I know what bike I want. I'm going to see one also, and they go and they buy it. The first one they see, they buy it. There's plenty of bikes out there. So don't rush into buying the first bike that you see, because when you've passed your test, you're all excited. You're all got all this enthusiasm, but bear that in mind. Looks are not everything. Okay, so bear that one in mind. So that's all of that. Now I want to go back to the three questions. So budget, the bike needs to fit your budget, the bike needs to fit your height, the bike needs to fit your lifestyle. I'm going to go back to that in a minute. Let's just see what else we've got on the screen then. Quite a lot of activity here tonight. 36 people watching, 20 likes. Where are we on? Darren, sounds like a great weekend. Carmel, good evening. Carmel, where have you come from? Carmel Franklin went away with husband last weekend to explore Exmoor, lovely part of the world, Exmoor. Mr. Cook, good evening. Graham, have you recovered from your little power nap, Graham? Graham had to have a power nap today. The heat was getting to him. I agree. Hopefully we'll get a 1200cc. Yeah, it sounds like a great Laughing Dog. Hello, just got here. Good evening, Laughing Dog. You always play it back. Good content tonight. Just bought a Triumph Street Triple 675. I've got my Mod 2 next Friday, so fingers crossed. So there you go, Janine. A lot of people, a lot of riders buy the bike, then they come and do the license. It's not a rarity now. It's quite common, because I think with a new bike as well, sometimes you come across this bike, and if the price is right, the timing's right, then it's got to be good. The timing can be right. Laughing Dog, 25. Good luck, Johnny. Very nice, Johnny. Yeah, very nice Triumph. Look at mileage you do daily and do 9 mile round trip. Dave, yeah. Darren, you got the Yamaha MT125. Amazing, Darren. You're a brave man going solo. I've got 3 little people, so I have to sweet talk the grandparents now. Yamaha as my Janine. Second-hand Phaser, very nice too. You've got to look at your budget. How much do you want to spend? You can spend £2,000. You can spend £15,000 more. I've done my research on bikes I like. Good. Don't need R1 track bike. Yeah, quite a lot of comments. So Cyrus the Virus, hello. Would a Moto Guzzi V7 suitable as a first big bike if it fits my criteria? As you said, why not? I can remember, again, many, many years ago, a lad passed his test first time, and this was down in Newcastle upon Lyme. On the A34 DK motorcycles it was, and we called in on the way back. He passed in Newcastle, came back, called into D&K, and he bought 2 Moto Guzzi Grizzlies for himself and his mate on the spot. No hassle. So yeah, if it fits your criteria, it is a nice bike. So fits your budget. Now we get people of all walks of life come along, and what I'd say with your budget is be sensible. I suppose if you be sensible, because you don't want to push yourself so you can't afford it if you if it's on finance or whatever. But excuse me. Excuse me. Be sensible. So whatever your budget is, be sensible. Don't stretch yourself too much. And cash is king, isn't it? So if you're paying cash, you always get a bit of a deal, I suppose. You can finance it through loan or hire purchase, but I think a popular way now is the PCP. And I'm not here to tell you what's right and what's wrong, but do think of your budget and think about the PCPs. You don't really own it, do you? Well, you've got to pay it at the end, but you're sort of just leasing it almost. That's how I think of it. But so make sure the bike fits your budget, and you can get 20-year-old bikes for a few £1,000 up to brand new bikes for £20,000. So think about your budget. The second one is it's got to fit you. It's got to fit your build. So you need to feel comfortable. And so if you're doing your training on a 650 and you've been struggling slightly with the weight of it and the the height of it, take that into consideration when you're going and buying a bike. But you don't want to be intimidated by your bike. If you buy a new bike, don't be scared of the bike. So many people go and buy a bike and change it quickly because it's too powerful for me. It's too powerful. So think about these things when you're buying your bike. You need to feel comfortable on it so that you can learn. It means that you can go and learn and continue learning your skills. It needs to be comfortable. You need to feel comfortable. It needs to be able to build your confidence. Don't get a bike that's going to intimidate you and scare you. There's plenty of time to upgrade later. But make sure that the bike fits you. Okay. And the third thing is your lifestyle. So how many different styles of bikes are there now? They categorize them like adventure sports, customed, naked, sports tourers, touring, trail enduro, cafe races. There's so many different sort of criterias now. Now, what are you getting a bike for? If you're getting it just to commute, yeah, you're not going to be getting a bike that's going to go round Brands Hatch at 200 mile an hour like a sports bike. It just wouldn't be sensible. If you're getting something that you're going to be commuting on, you want something that you can carry a bit of luggage and stuff. Right, Laughing Dog, if you want a touring bike, something you want to go traveling on, again, you're not going to find a sports bike. So be sensible. Naked bike. You wouldn't want a naked bike if you were taking a passenger on the back, your other half or whatever, and getting loaded up. A naked bike's not going to give you any protection on the motorway, the wind and the elements. So you need to look at what lifestyle you're going to be using the bike for. And it might be that, you pass your test, you go and get a bike, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, you've got half a dozen bikes because, you can afford it and you want different bikes for different riding. So make sure the budget's good. And or make sure the bike, sits in with your budget. Don't overstretch it. And make sure your bike fits you, that you can reach all the controls, and you're touching all the pedals and stuff, and touch the floor, whatever. Make sure that the bike isn't going to intimidate you and scare you. You can build up, and make sure that it fits in with your lifestyle. So we have people, I can think of people that have gone on and passed the test, and they've bought GS 1250 Adventures, they've bought ST 1300s, they've bought big Harley Davidson over 1,000 cc's they've bought. And then we've got other people that they're quite happy on the little Kawasaki Vulcans, or the little smaller bikes, the 650s and stuff like that. So there's not one size fits all. It's very much, and I think asking yourself those 3 questions sort of can home you into a sort of an area of bikes. Yeah, Ken Smith ordered a CBS. I'll tell you what, Graham. Tell you what, Ken. I'm going to do a review on mine, because the Honda CB. I came across them. Was getting Sylvia a bike and Graham a bike, and came across the Honda CB 500X, and for me, it just absolutely looked it. And one of the reasons I thought I'd get it is the miles per gallon. I think I'm average 89 miles for a gallon. And when I get on this bike, it takes me back to being a kid when we used to knock around on 250 Yamas, a 125 Yamas, the off-road, because we used to race around the fields and stuff like that. And this CB 500 reminds me of that. Light and nimble. It's a fun factor. It's an absolutely belter of a bike. So good for you. Where have you ordered it from? That's what I want to know, because we do have a good relationship with most of the Honda dealerships around. So that's good. Quite a bit coming on there. So those 3 questions. What else have we got on here? So yeah, that's good. Top 10 RJH's top 10 first big bikes. RJH's top 10 first big bikes. And this is through the school, and when people come back and show us their bikes and this sort of thing, because a lot of people don't, but a lot of people do. So number 10, I would say, has got to be Harley Davidson. So this is RJH's top 10 across the 3 sort of sites. I would say a generalization. Number 10, I would say, is the Harley Davidson, and some people might be surprised to hear that. But I think the Harley Davidson, the last sort of 3-5 years, has sort of started to attract the newer riders coming through. And if you go into a Harley Davidson dealership now, some of the bikes are absolutely delicious. So I would say the top 10, number 10 is the Harley Davidson. And we 2 or 3 years ago, we were introducing new riders into Harley through a Harley Davidson new rider scheme. They've stopped all that now, but the new riders were young ladies and men, mid-20s, late 20s, buying Harleys. And I always used to say, when I first got into this about 20 years ago, I always used to say I'm too young for a Harley. But over the last sort of 5 years, they are attracting the younger market. So Harley Davidson number 10, I would think it's got to be the Street 750. That's the one I think I would put at number 10. That might surprise some of you. That might not surprise some of you. But if you've not seen it, get yourself down to the Harley Davidson dealership, Harley Davidson Street 750, and let me know what you think. Yeah, the Iron 883. Harley as a brand number 10. But I would say the most popular one that we'll see, I would say, is the Street 750. But yes, the Iron 883 is a tidy piece of kit. So, what are your thoughts, ladies and gents, on number 10? Does that shock you? Does that shock you? The Harley Davidson Street 750. Now then. Number 9. And comment away, please, if you do. Yeah, comment away. Yeah, so money, no object. There's quite a list of bikes I would like, but seeing as the first big bike is probably going to be about 3 years old. Yeah, well, you've got to look. Number 1 is you've got to look at your budget. Yeah, we've all got a budget. So stay within your budget, because don't stretch yourself. And think back, I said, a lot of first bikes get changed quite quickly. It's not quite what you want. All right. So again, this is my experience, my team's experience about the bikes that are coming through. The new riders coming through that have already bought a bike, the new riders coming through, they're going to go and get a bike. But I would say RGH's first big bike, number 9, is a Triumph Bobber Black. The Triumph Bobber Black. And that is a beauty. It's very popular also with the ladies. So if you've not seen the Triumph Bobber Black, then go and have a look. And I think, you know, we have a very, very good Triumph dealership in Manchester. So if you bob along, see the Bobber. If you from Bobby, Bob, a lot of Bobs about, Triumph Bobber, Bob into, Bob sent you. It is a nice piece of kit. Pop into Yule's in Manchester, Yule's in Blackburn. Triumph Bobber Black is the one. Yes, 1200cc, doesn't matter. Size, yeah, so the 3 things, remember, you've got to have your budget in mind. The bike's got to fit you, it's got to fit you, and also the lifestyle that you're using the bike for. But we know a lot of ladies, smaller ladies, that have gone for the Triumph Bobber. But I would say that is my RGH number 9. And that might shock a few people. So we've got 10 Harley Davidson, number 9, Triumph Bobber Black. So let's move on then to RGH's. Out of the top 10, number 9. So number 9, I would say it's got to be the Ducati Scrambler. And these are bikes that we're seeing time and time again when people come back after passing their test. Some of them within hours, some of them within days or weeks. So 10 Harley Davidson, number 9, Triumph Bobber, number 8 is the Ducati Scrambler. And those 3 are all delicious bikes. Delicious. So if you've not seen them, go and have a look. You've got the Harley Davidson dealership in Manchester. You've got the Triumph dealership in Manchester. You've got the Ducati dealership in Manchester. There's 3 big players there. And the bikes are really, really good. But remember, budget. Remember, it's got to fit you. Remember your lifestyle. RGH is top 10. For those that are joining us, you can play it back anyway. But yeah, welcome. My top 10 first big bikes. What We're seeing day in and day out. This is people that come through and do the training. It's a generalization. This isn't by any means what's happening up and down the country. This is what we see across our 3 schools, day in and day out. So number 10, number 9, number 8. So number 10, Harley. Number 9, Triumph. Number 8, Ducati. Let's go then to number 7. So number 7, RJH's number 7 is going to be the Yamaha MT-07. And I think that's quite low on our list because we don't teach Yamaha. We don't have a Yamaha dealership in Manchester. There isn't a Yamaha dealership in Manchester that I know of. There is, and we don't use Yamaha, so I think that's one of the reasons. If we had a Yamaha MT-07 we're teaching on, I'm sure people would buy it. So any Yamaha dealerships want to give us an MT-07 to teach on, yeah, can get in touch with me in the contacts. Get in touch. Quite happily put a Yamaha MT-07 in the fleet, and you might see your sales increase. But I think that's why. Yamaha MT-07. And I suppose as well, you know, there are schools that use them to teach on. Good sort of naked bike. Yeah, so why is the Triumph Bobber popular? Why is the Ducati Scrambler popular? Retro looking, sort of almost, yeah, not cafe racer, but cruiser, retro-y. Nice looking. They got a nice look about them, a nice riding position. So yeah, Yamaha Wigan, get them to give us one, Graham. Yeah, good bike. Yeah, laughing on poser bikes. Johnny, what is I'm learning on, and it's a great. But MT-07, yeah, we don't use MT-07s. As I said, if we did, we'd probably sell a few more. People come back and show us, but they'll probably go and buy them because it does work. It does work. If somebody, hey up, Ali, yeah, coming on to those shortly. This is what we find that people are, and they're coming back to show us. They're coming back to show us. That's the thing. So the Harley Davidson number 10, the Triumph number 9, Ducati number 8, Yamaha MT-07 number 7. MT-07 number 7. That almost has a rhyme. So RJH top 10 first big bikes. Number 6 is the Kawasaki Z650, which we use. We use these in Northwich, we use them in Manchester, and we've got one in Wigan. So that, you know, again, new rider coming in, learns on that bike. That is a bike they want to go on and buy. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. So the Kawasaki Z650. Lovely bike. Absolutely lovely bike. So that's interesting, isn't it? Sylvia's bike. Sylvia has got, she's got 2 of them. How lucky is she? She's got 2 of them. Right, RJH's number 5 then. So number 5 we are finding is the BMW F850. The sort of adventure bike, which have seen an increase, haven't they? Sports bikes, yeah, not as maybe popular now as they were 15, 20 years ago. More the adventure now. As Ewan McGregor and Charlie Boardman got something to do with that, or as the environment, the roads and the conditions, you know. MEPP. What's that? MEPP. MEPP. So I would say, yeah, so where are we there? It's the BMW 850 GS. It's a more of an adventure one, and it's not the big one, it's the mid one. So 850, nice, a little bit bigger than maybe what you got your lessons on, but it's a fantastic piece of kit. Great adventure style bike. Right, number 4, I would say RJH's number 4. Top 10, RJH's top 10, number 4 is going to be the Kawasaki Vulcan 650. The Kawasaki Vulcan 650. Which is the cruiser, MEP cruiser, I would say. Number 4, Kawasaki Vulcan 650. Nice and low, cruiser, nice and low for the smaller people or those that just want a nice riding style. And we have good associations with Kawasaki on our J&S accessories in Northwich. So we have a good relationship there for the Kawasaki. RJH is number 3. It's got to be the Suzuki SV650. We run a fleet of those in Manchester. There's 4 of those, supplied by Philip Yules in Manchester and Blackburn. Time and time again, we're getting people coming and showing their SV650. Lovely, lovely bike. So that is RJH's, out of the top 10, number 3. Now, these next 2 might surprise you. We're just going to leave it for a minute. Let's see what's going on down the comments. So we got then Janine, ready Breck Ride. Do you not think he needs his beard back, Graham? Is that me? No, I had a shave this morning. Thought, yeah, getting on that live stream, better have a shave, tidy myself up. I was looking a bit bloody tired and haggard. Mind you, I've just done 9 hours on 3 3-hour lessons. So I had two lads this morning, slow speeds, 3 hours. Then I had test runs mid-morning, 3 hours. And I had a late one, 3-6. 3 hours, so 2 there. So I'm a little bit frazzled, and I'm going to go and have my tea shortly. But so good bike, MTO, poor bike, poser bikes. What I'm learning on, it's great. MTO 7s, yeah. Wouldn't want one. You would be Triumph Rocket 2,500cc. Wow, Yamaha's best-selling machine. Yeah. Sylvia's bike. Let's have a look. Wayne, go try one at your local dealer. Yeah. So I think go and try bikes. That's another thing about so many dealerships now want your money. So go and get a test ride if you can get one. But if you do get a test ride, make sure you get it for an hour or 2. Don't ride it for a few minutes. Ride it for a few hours. Get to know the bike a little bit. 5 or 10 minutes is not enough. Try and get it for a few hours. But yeah, and if you think about if you go and have a test ride, if you come back and ask yourself, oh, I really liked that. Or ask yourself, wow, I really loved that. And that's what you want. If you're going to part with your hard-earned cash, you want a wow, I really enjoyed that. You don't want to, yeah, I quite like that. You want a wow. So think about that as well. Are you? Yeah, right. Okay, let's come on then. Let's come on to what I say consider to be our number 2. So RJH's top 10 number 2, and it's got to be the Honda CB650. It's got to be the Honda CB650. We use one for training on. Beautiful bikes. A little bit, well, it's naked, but retro-y. And it is a stunning bike. Not too heavy, not too big, but a great bike to get your introduction into. Inline 4, yeah, 4-stroke, lovely, smooth. They are smooth, and you wouldn't be disappointed with one of those. But I would say that is our number 2. We use them in Wigan, our bike school, on the Three Sisters race circuit in Wigan. So number 1. So let's have a little bit of a competition then. Yeah, let's have a little bit of a competition, and let's see who can come up with the first correct answer. And what I'll do, first correct answer, I'll throw in a neck tube in the post to you. I'll throw in an RJH neck tube in the post for the first correct answer. So yeah, neck tubes, RJH neck tube, fantastic. Correct one. What is RJH's top 10 number 1 first big bike, popular one? So who can give me the correct answer? This is what I find people are buying, coming and showing us, sending us photos off up and down the country even. So there's one bike that does stand out that I would say is our number 1. So get guessing away. First correct answer, I will send in the post an RJH neck tube. Trace Gormat uses SV, yeah, beautiful bike. The SV 650s are nice bikes. Would it be naughty to test ride a bike that you won't buy? Absolutely, might buy it. Listen, if you get a test ride, if you get back and it says, wow, that is one bike, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one. So nothing wrong with a test ride. So I would not say no, Ali. I don't think yet, whilst it's there, but it's not probably the one that's standing out as our number 1. Triumph, I would say our most popular one is the Triumph Bobber Black. KTM, no, I wouldn't say we get no, 1 or 2 lasses that have had the little 125 KTMs, but not as a first big bike. Don't think so. Wouldn't say. Honda CB 650, no. That's number 2. So the Honda 650 is number 2. Wow, they're all coming through. Hold on, who's Chris Dixon? Honda Rebel 500 is, in my opinion, our most popular first big bike. And let me explain why. It certainly has curb appeal. It certainly looks the part. But I would say that the reason it is very popular is A2 anyway, but it's because it appeals to ladies and men. We get an awful lot of ladies that learn with us, and the ladies don't want these big heavy bikes. The Honda Rebel, the weight is all distributed really, really nicely. We've used them for training in Wigan when we were on the Honda. We've just ordered another Honda Rebel, which will be with us next week. So if anybody wants to learn on a Honda Rebel, then come and train with us in Wigan. Speak to Sylvia. But in RJH's opinion, I would say the Honda Rebel has to be the number 1. Yes, we do get the Tracers, the Versys, the the V-Stroms, the Z1000. We get all the people do buy them, but the more popular ones. Remember, these are our top 10, and I would say the more popular ones is our number 1 is Honda Rebel. So I'm just going to recap on all those. Chris, if you email us, info@rghgroup.co.uk. If you email us with your address, I will send a neck tube in the post to you. Okay. So what do we use in Eccles for DAS? We use SV650s, Z650s. So Suzuki SV650s, Kawasaki Z650s. That's for direct access. The Honda Rebel does look slick. It's got an appeal. There is an appeal to it. So just as a quick recap then, RJH is number 10, Harley Davidson. Number 9, the Triumph Bobber Black. Number 8, the Ducati Scrambler. The Ducati Scrambler, lovely bike. Number 7 is the Yamaha MT-07. Number 6 is a Kawasaki Z650. Number 5 is a BMW F850 GS. Number 4 is a Kawasaki Vulcan 650. Number 3 is a Suzuki SV650. Number 2 is the Honda CB650. And number 1 is Honda Rebel. And, you know, all of those bikes, I would say as well, should all be A2 compatible, which means you can restrict them. But they are the top 10 that we sort of experienced pupils. So hope that gives you an idea. Yeah, it is too low for some people, Fritz. But remember those 3 questions you want to ask yourself: budget, fit, and lifestyle. So you've got a budget, the bike's got to fit you. Likewise, is the bike, you don't want to be intimidated and uncomfortable with it. You know, you don't want a bike that's too small for you. So, you know, if you're of a certain height, Honda Rebel might not be the one for you. Or maybe it's the bigger one. Did they do a 1100 Rebel? But they are low. They are cruisers. The Vulcan 650, I would say, is probably the popular one. Are there any cruisers? Yeah, the 650 Kawasaki Vulcan would be good for DAS. We don't use it. We use the A2 Rebel. DAS, we do use the naked Z650s, CB650s, and the SB650s. But I wouldn't mind trying an MT-07. So if there's any Yamaha dealerships watching this live stream, give me a bell. I will quite happily store an MT-07 in our container free of charge for you and let people learn on it, and then they come and buy one off of you. Quite happy with that. So anyway, that's coming up to an hour. It is a short one there. So just trying something different. I hope you've enjoyed it. And as I said at the beginning, if there's any new people watching, please do subscribe to the channel. If there's anything, you know, you think I should be covering again, then, you know, I'm not adverse to, because I'm going to go back to, again, the CBT, go back to the module 1, go back to the module, go keep repeat it, because I'm getting a lot of people watching it and a lot of people commenting, new people coming in. So it's all good. So hope you all have a good weekend. I'm going to go have my tea now. Hope you have a good weekend. I'll catch up with you all again next week. Anybody that's watching has got a test next week, good luck. Let me know how you get on. Any questions, let me know. Next week, ready brekkie rides, beginner's gear I'm doing. If you press the reminder button on next week's live stream, it's all about motorbike gear. So have a look at that one. And I'm going to go through some of that and see how we go. But safe riding, everybody. Don't get too burnt in the sun. And come on, England on Sunday. Oh, one final thing. I forgot. One final thing. I think next week we're going to hit 8,000 subscribers. We're on about 7,963. And I think we're going to hit 8,000 subscribers next week. So please share, comment, let everybody know about the channel. All right, so I will catch you all soon. Safe riding, everybody. Bye for now.